Welcome everyone to the game between Divya Deshmukh and Václav Finek from Czech Republic. At the Prague Challengers 2026 round number 4, we have Divya opening the game with e4, e5 and knight comes out to f3, attacking the pawn on e5, knight to c6. Now Divya, of course, one of the top women players in the world, and her opponent Václav Finek is 2010 born, one of the big talents of Czech Republic. We have the 4 knights on the board and you can see that Finek is just an IM but already with a rating of 2538. Divya plays this little pawn waiting move h3 and gets up, and you can see Finek takes his time, roughly 5 minutes, for the move d5. Divya quickly chops off the pawn on d5. If you think about this, it's actually the Scotch game with 4 knights with reversed colors. Like white is playing black and black is playing white. You have generally this bishop b4 move and then bishop b5 is played. Pawn takes. I'll show you how it happens with the white pieces. Bishop d3 in reversed colors. Castles. So essentially white is playing like black with a tempo extra. Castles here and maybe d4. It's a good time for us to see that position. So the move order that I was talking about was e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, knight c3, knight f6, d4, takes, bishop b4, knight takes, pawn takes, and this is a very well known line. Bishop d3, takes, castles, and cd5, and we reach a position similar to the game of Divya versus Finek with same but reversed colors and an extra move h3 here as white. So that's how Divya is playing this position here, just so that you have an idea. In this position, Finek now takes on d4. Divya captures back on d4 with her pawn, and pawn comes up to h6. We have rook to e1, putting the rook on the open file, queen to f6 played, and here a nice move that Divya can aim to play with white is bishop b2, as she doesn't have to worry about bg4 ideas. So now bishop b2 on this diagonal, knight comes back to e7. You can see Divya's time on the clock. She has 1 hour 32 minutes here, and she plays rook b1 with 9 minutes of thought, with the idea of attacking the queen with maybe pawn to d5. The knight jumps in, blocks the pawn, and now can we push the pawn to c4? That would allow knight f4 and pressure here. So that's the reason why Divya first plays bishop d3, and now bishop comes to b4, attacking the rook, threatening knight c3. Rook to e5 played. And now here's the nice point. If you play knight c3, I take, and very beautifully rook c5 traps the bishop. Because take on d4, there's bishop h7 check and you lose the queen. So knight f4 played, and Divya pushes her pawn to d5. Very nice move. If knight d3, she's happy with the trade here. So Finek does take on d3, Divya recaptures back on d3, queen d3 played, and now this bishop here. Very powerful. Divya is better. And she's putting pressure on Finek. Queen g6, offering a trade. If you take, I think it eases out black's position. So Divya rightly keeps the queen on the board, attacking the bishop here. Bishop comes back, attacking the rook, and now knight to h4. Very strong move, attacking the queen, forcing it to go back, but Divya comes to e3. And as it happens in such positions, one little inaccuracy and you lose your small edge, and the game starts moving towards equality. That's the nature of modern chess. Now b5, beautiful move by Finek. If you take here, he's ready to take the pawn on c2, and queen takes b5 taken. You have queen takes c2, takes here, and this is now a position where black is gaining a lot of play. Rook c1 played. You can go back with your queen, but there's a very nice move here, a6. With this, the queen has to defend the bishop. Rook takes queen, a takes b5, attacking the pawn on a2, and Divya just goes bishop e5, offering a trade of bishops. Bishop b7, putting pressure here. Take. Pawn takes, and knight to d4 played. With the idea, if takes, I'll take on b5. Finek takes here. Divya takes on b5. If you take on a2, I'll take on d6 eventually, and the game will peter out into equality. Rook takes a2 by Finek. Rook takes a2. Bishop takes. Knight takes d6. I think overall, Divya played a very interesting opening idea, put Finek under some pressure, but eventually she wasn't able to create so much of pressure, and the game is now drawn here. You can see the players are making moves so that they reach move number 30, and once they do that, I think they can agree to a draw here. So dead drawn position, and Divya plays rook c3 and offers a draw. And I think I see no reason for Finek to decline it. He accepts it, and the game ends in a draw. Divya Deshmukh in this tournament is showing that she's matured as a player, much less shaky, much better preparation, much better decisions, draws which are very solid, 3 out of 4 draws, 1 loss, and I think this just is showing how she's evolving into a much more solid player. I won't be surprised if this tournament sort of helps her to become even stronger, and it's with games like these which might look uneventful but actually teach you a lot, that a player becomes a stronger player in their journey of chess.